Hello, everyone. This is a continuation of things that we do not have time for. This is part 2. Part 1 was posted last week, so let's pick up where we stopped. Is the statement that people make, and there's a TV show, and I have a very strong hatred towards this TV show, saying that children ruin everything.
Okay, so I heard about this show. Like, it's one of those things where you see, like, in a fleeting thing in the back of your mind, children ruin everything. It's a CBC show, I believe.
I don't know what channel's on. I avoid it.
So, I kind of heard it fleeting on my... gross. Then, I went on Netflix. And I pull it up, and it has just added. And it comes up, and my daughter goes, "Excuse me. What is the title of that television show?" And I was like, "Children Ruin Everything." And she goes, "That is horrible." And I understand how it's supposed to be like witty and funny, but I am so fucking over people bitching about having children.
Or like, I understand some people will be like, children ruin everything. Oh, you're just being sensitive. There's a difference being sensitive, and when you watch the show, they're literally demeaning children.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
I refuse to watch the show.
Oh, I tried to watch one because I was like, is it just one of those ones that's like like the title's terrible?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'll try to watch it. And I watched one episode, and it wasn't like, it was, you know, in the early 2000s when they made parents dumb?
Oh, yeah.
It's basically like making like the children fit these molds of like, oh, well, this is the smart one, this is the difficult one,
Yeah.
this is the particular one. And I'm like, really? Like, it's not, oh, well, I have kids, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I feel like somebody who made that show is somebody who wanted, like, it takes a village to raise a kid, but then they didn't help anybody else. So then when they had kids, they were like, well, you didn't come to help us.
Oh, that brings me right back around to gentle parenting. Controversial opinion. I think gentle parenting is a load of bullshit.
I think to say gentle parenting, I am not a parent, as you may know from this podcast. When your child, in any way, has large emotions, I look at her straight in the face and go, honey, you're having a lot of big emotions. Usually, it's for one of 3 reasons. You injured yourself, you have to pee, or you're hungry.
Yeah, or not enough sleep.
But, like, usually she sleeps a pretty good amount.
Yeah.
And, like, when you say jump about, oh, like, how do you feel? I'm not saying, like, don't talk to your kid about their emotions.
Oh, yeah, and another thing is if you're against gentle parenting, apparently you spank and hate your kids. No, I don't do that. That's not what it is. It's not one extreme over the other. I just think that, like, naming parenting trends or trying to force people to parent a specific way is bullshit. I understand that some people need direction because, you know, maybe they had a shitty upbringing. Okay, maybe they're trying to figure out how things go, but also, like, trusting your instincts. If you knew that, you know, like, your alcoholic parent or whatever was responded a specific way, I feel like if you don't want to parent the same way, you're going to react the opposite way. So why are you questioning that?
Also, like, I'm not saying scream at your child. Like, obviously, if they're doing something that is really terrible and you're, like, calling to them, like, stop doing that.
Oh, I call it screaming for safety. My daughter knows that if I scream, it's for a safety reason. Like, if they're about to go turn and run in a parking lot to go see their friend, I'm like, no, stop. Like, I yell.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting your fucking attention.
But I never, like, whenever I hear people like, oh, well, this child ruins everything, this, and then they get older and they'll be like, oh, well, my kids never want to visit me. I do think, though, this, like, no contact cancel culture thing.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
Like, just because your mom didn't buy you the right form of fruit snacks does not mean that she is, like, yes, there is exceptions to every rule.
100%.
But if you didn't get along with your parents because of XYZ reasons, and you're like, well, I tried, and then your trying is calling once, and when they talk about themselves, you're like, oh, you just never listen to me anymore. That is not a helpful statement.
I totally agree. So I feel like this happens a lot when it comes to, like, cultures and trends and stuff like that, is you'll use medical or psychiatric verbiage and people will make it a trend. So the no contact thing, you're going to do no contact or minimal contact with your parents, blah, blah. That was originally generated for folks who came from highly abusive households, people who were maybe even pulled out of their households at one point, and or like other like large eventful like situations.
Yeah.
And then it became like a trend where you're like, there's a difference between acknowledging that and knowing that like it's okay that people can do that versus like using it, be like, I'm going no contact with her because she said she didn't like my outfit. Like now you're taking that verbiage and demeaning it down to something that is like very simplistic, sometimes materialistic. Like
Yeah.
you really need to like sit and think before you say stuff. Like if I will honestly look at my daughter though, and I'll be like, she'll be like, I'll be in the kitchen, I'll be like, you know, stop and go while I'm looking at stuff, like trying to figure out like where to put something, where to make dinner. And she'll be like, Mom, are you okay? I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, Mommy's a little overstimulated right now. So that way she kind of like understands what that is. And if she doesn't know what that is, I'll explain it to her. And I'll be like, I'm just like trying to figure out where things go. And I just feel like I just feel like I want to sit down, but I know that we have to eat food. And
Yeah.
she's like, I totally get that. I'm like, yeah, but it's just there's so many different situations that come from stuff like that. And like I said, it's like the overuse of language. Like there's normalizing language and allowing people to be open about stuff like that. And then there's like literally if you're talking about it or using it as like a do, and it's just something that comes out of your mouth all the time, you're like taking away the meaning of that word is the best way that I can explain it. I was like looping back to our subject. Something that like I don't have time for is people not just like exploiting their kids, but like shitting on kids on the internet. Like in
Yeah.
general, or showing some type of comparison, or this is my kid melting down. This is what it looks like every day at 6 p.m. And I'm like, are you like, why do you need to show that? That's on the internet for the rest of that kid's life.
And that's not being real. Like, your kid can't say yes or no. Like, they have a lot of big of emotions, and a lot of the time that's mirroring your reaction.
You can do something instead. Like, you can do like a story time. Like, hey, so I have this scenario. One of my kids has like a meltdown and he kind of freaks out. This is kind of what he does. You don't need to share his name. You can give like minor details and be like, does anybody have like any idea on what you can do? Again, you'll still always get a mixed bag in the like comment section, but like you're not just like posting it for fun.
I also find that, like, people not taking responsibility for their children.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, when I go to a birthday party or something like that, like, I am an involved aunt. Like, I will go to things for Sarah's kid and stuff. And, like, when I see, like, kids, like, bitch slapping other kids, and it's like, oh my God, he's just expressing himself. And I'm like, can I express myself the same way to you?
That's the new they're expressing themselves or stuff like that. That's the new like boys will be boys.
But it's like,
To me,
my
it's giving the same type of vibes.
my big, like, a big trend that I don't like is, I at this if you're being terrible to me,
Mhm.
I could not give two craps of what mental illness you have at that moment.
Oh yeah, no.
If you are, say, if I signed up for um a responsibility. So say I was to pick up your kid from school every Tuesday, Thursday, without a doubt. And one day I just came home and I said, you know what, I had a bad day. And I just didn't get her. And I'm like, but where's my child? And I was like, but I had a bad day. I have depression, Sarah. And I just left your child. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, I had depression. And if you go, well, where's my kid? Well, don't you understand what I am going through?
Oh my God, that brings me back to the why can't I bring my parents to my job interview thing?
But it's like, it's the difference of like when you're taking responsibility for something. Like, if you genuinely forget
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my,
Oh,
something has happened.
Yep.
But when you're just going, oh, you know, I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
Like, that's not I didn't want to.
There's a difference between like, I didn't want to and that's not my problem. And it's like, do you think I want, I'll use a very like lame everyday example. Do you think I want to make dinner every single day?
No.
No, I don't want to make dinner every single day. Do you think I want to wake up and make my lunch or like function in the morning as a human being? No, sometimes I don't, but like I have to because I have to go to work. I have to make sure my kid has all her shit for school. I have to make sure, that maybe if my husband is half asleep, he's got a protein shake to take on the road with him while he's driving around. Just something like it, and not all of that is my responsibility, but me checking in and making sure that stuff like that's done. Sure, it's like I don't want to do that, but I'm going to. You don't need to get dopamine, do all this other shit for every single step in your life. Some shit you just gotta fucking do.
Gotta put pants on. Put pants on.
Is that a shout out to my husband? No, I'm just kidding.
No, but like it's like when people are just like, oh, well, I just didn't want to. Oh, it's your birthday. I really don't want to go out, but I expect you to come to mine. One of my big ones. I can't handle mukbangers. I know this, like, I'm not talking about, there's this adorable man that I have that he'll make flights of random things and he usually adds, like, Bodak ramen to things. He'll make, like, eggs 6 ways. Oh, what is his name? He's always like,
I know exactly who you're talking about.
and
he'll see him in my head, but I can't, like, yeah.
Oh, he's so funny, but he's not a mukbanger. And he literally does it in separate. Well, the one time I'll ever accept multi-parts is you making it and you eating it. Because if I don't want to watch you eat it, I understand.
No, I totally get that. And then there's, I hate the fucking people who don't show me the food. Like, if you're gonna, like, I don't do, like, loud chewing and, like, slobbing or anything like this. If you're gonna be like, give me a review, say, the McChicken, I think it's called like the extra dilly or something.
The triple dill chicken sandwich.
I don't know. For a while there was all those chicken sandwiches, right? Like people would get them and it would be like, oh, I got this. Like, this is what it looks like. This is what I got. Like, this is what the cost was or whatever, like where they live. Also, please state what fucking country you're in. There's nothing more annoying for Canadians.
Yes.
Than people being like, oh, yeah, it was only this. And then we go there and they're like, we don't have that. Or it's twice as much. Like, just give us some leadway because we can always double the price in our head if we know that you're from America.
But also, when you don't say, like, oh, I'm going, yeah, I can understand if you're going to, like, Target.
Yeah.
You're going to, like, something like that.
But I think that's, like, very, like, Ulta. Like, we don't have Ulta in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could put 2 and 3 together. Or, like, same with, like, but if it's any stores that we share.
Yeah.
Can you just say, oh, I'm in Pittsburgh. Yeah. I'm in Minnesota.
We would appreciate it.
Like, or even just saying, like, oh, in America, this is my haul. Because we don't have the same things as you. And I get so excited, especially about, like, Costco.
Oh, fuck those Costco ones. And there's that chick who does the Calgary ones who goes across the border and does American ones, too. Girl, tell me. And every single time I'm, like, looking at it, I'm like, which account is this?
Or also, can I just state, this, like, game of, hit my like to know. I understand you get clicks, but if you don't, from America, just a heads up, Americans, when you put the LTK or your Amazon thing, it then switches my app to whatever country you're in.
Oh,
and then I have to copy and paste it back in and switch again. And then sometimes I get really excited. And I'm like, oh, there's so many fun things. And then I realize I'm accidentally in the American one.
Oh, that's the worst. I've actually had it where it's like swapped over, like my Amazon, to fucking America, and then I go on and there's some like crazy sale, or my husband went on, and I didn't realize, like it clicked through, and I was like doing something, I was doing clicking to look at something, and I was obviously clicking through the stuff. I think this is before it asked you if you wanted to change your country, and I had no idea that I had it set, and my husband went to order something. He ordered something and I was just like, oh, weird. And then the charge came through and it was like way more expensive. There was like all this crazy shipping and duty. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I have Amazon Prime. This is before they started charging extra shipping on random items, even if you have Amazon Prime.
Yes.
And I was like, this is a lot more. He's like, what are you talking about? It said it was this. And I went on, not even realizing it again because it had changed. And they're like, oh, you're on the American store. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
If you're if you're doing an Amazon haul, tell me that you're an American influencer. If it's not in your name or whatever, have a little flag, do whatever. We can generally get stuff. It's usually twice as much more expensive. We have a limited fucking quantity of whatever. And we have to literally copy that entire title of that Amazon listing and then stick it in and try to find it. And it's usually about 8 paces down.
Or like you try to do the image search one and it's like, oh, okay, well, it'll be like, oh, well, this is coming to this place. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go try to find it. And then they're like, oh, it's actually never coming to Canada.
Or the one that killed me the other day. If you don't disclose that something that you're reviewing is on pre-order or is not out yet. So there's this adorable Advent calendar book that you can get. So the coloring book, and every day you open it up.
Oh, yeah.
Get a new one. And I was so excited. I watched this person review it. They're Canadian. I saw the little flag. I'm like, perfect. I'm watching and I'm like, oh my God, this is so exciting. This is so great. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it Indigo. You can get it this. Great. I went on Indigo. It doesn't get released until December 1st. And the pre-order was like a week and a half ago. It's not on Amazon anywhere. Not on Amazon Canada. And yeah, I swapped it to see. And it's not on Amazon America either. There's all this other stuff everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I never get an advent calendar. I would love this. Just 1 page a day to color. Plus, my daughter also got these really great acrylic markers, and I really want to use them. She said we could share.
But it's so frustrating. And, like, one of my final ones is, like, it comes to the holidays. I have holiday beverages that I enjoy.
Yes.
Why are we making it? And this is, like, trends, like, even, like, fast food. For instance, alcohol, like drinks. If I ask for no alcohol, it's just juice. Yeah, I know it's just juice and ice. Why is it taking 30 minutes longer to not get onions on my burger versus getting onions on my burger? And if I just don't want it with alcohol, just make the drink and don't put the alcohol in it.
Oh, that's my favorite thing. Or like I know some restaurants do this specifically, but like I have a really bad dairy allergy and they will have, like, I'm not like anaphylactic to dairy, but I'm not lactose intolerant. I'm allergic to the protein that's in dairy. So there sometimes I have to order things in a special way. Like, fun fact, if you have the same thing as me, when you go to Red Robin, you cannot eat any of their buds. And you have to eat them in a wrap. And I understand how different restaurants have different procedures. But when I have the manager bring me my food, I feel like I'm in the principal's office. They'll bring over my food and they'll be like, and here you go. Here's your allergy meal. I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I'm also like, what the fuck else could you be doing with your life other than delivering my food? I feel bad. Is there an employee you could be helping? Like, I understand you're helping somebody right now, but like, they're like, here you go. And then they'll be like, does it look good? And I'm like, I don't. And then I feel like all this pressure to like bite it and look at, and I want to double check it to make sure there's nothing in it. But then it's like, I literally feel like a teacher's walking over going, so did you like this assignment? And they put too much ice in your cup for like a beverage at a place. And I call it iceberging because like you pick it up, like I generally drink like water and stuff like that at restaurants. And I'm like sipping the water and then it goes down and you're like, oh, I'll get the last bit of water. And then out of nowhere, it just like dislodges and the fucking ice is all over your face, all down you, or it like goes up your nose and you're like, and you figure like, I look like a fucking idiot. My sister-in-law has witnessed that more often than anything else. And the number one thing she yells is, oh my God, I'm going to pee. Because she's like laughing at me. And I would too. It's like, why? Why is there so much ice? Like, I love an icy beverage, but why? There's certain shapes of ice just turn into a fucking iceberg coming out of the cup right in my nose. One time it cut my face. Like, it cut my face. Like, what the fuck? It's so yours. Never done me wrong. Nugget boys. Pebble, nugget ice, whatever you want to call it. Never done me wrong. So those fucking like, the ones that are like, whoop, at the bottom, you know, like kind of C-shaped and then flat on top, those motherfuckers get me every time.
I call them Pac-Man ice because they look like the little ghosts.
Fuck, that's so true. What's another, is there any ones that we missed at all? I can guys on basis as we. You were making notes.
Yeah, we were covering all of them.
Oh, yeah?
Oh. Stop making movies for the best part of the movies in the trailer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's a difference between like teaser trailers. I'll give a perfect example of a teaser trailer that I saw in the last 24 hours. I'm going to give a shout out to Toy Story 5, which I know we talked about, like, you know, continuing or doing whatever.
Reboots. But that's a series. That's not rebooting. That is a series.
Exactly. So if you haven't seen it yet already, they show a package. You hear Bonnie's mom go, Bonnie, and there's a package for you. And you keep seeing, like, they have set pairs of each of, like, the standard Toy Story characters that you've seen before. And they're looking, like, completely horrified, okay? Then they show hands. They don't show Bonnie taking out of the box. And it comes on and goes, hi, I'm Lilypad. So the new, like, villainous character is supposed to be like an iPad, which it looks like VTech fucked an iPad, basically.
It's a leapfrog tablet.
100%. It's called Lilypad. And it's like, hi, I'm Lilypad. I'm your new digital friend or something like that. And they're like, what is that? And then they fade out. That's the perfect teaser trailer. You know how it's going to be set up. You understand what the movie's going to be because it's Toy Story and everything like that. There are so many movies where I've gone to watch it, and I want to say especially in the last, like, 5 years, where it's set up as a comedy movie. It looks so funny. You are so jazzed to see this movie, and you think you understand what the movie is. All the funny parts are in the trailer, and you go watch the movie, and it is so fucking depressing. Yeah, so fucking depressing. It's not a fun, happy-go-lucky movie. It's like, there's, like, fucking, you've got a wicked car accident at the beginning where somebody dies. You know, it's a movie that's severely underrated that had 2 trailers because they took it back and completely redid it and then put it out again as a totally different movie. It was the Elio movie. It's actually very cute, but a lot of people didn't go see it because the original trailer that they showed was completely different than the first time they showed the fucking movie. It's sad, but almost like Disney sad is the best way I can say it.
But it's also, like, I'm not saying that I need to see, like, who the murderer is in the trailer, but it's like when you predict it or they, like, theme them as, like, oh, like, we watched Merry Little Xmas. If you don't want to hear about Merry Little Xmas, by the time this comes out, it's been out for a few weeks.
Yeah.
When you watch it, you think it's going to be, like, a comical, like, the 2 of them, it's their first Christmas, being divorced with their kid, everything like that, like, how that's the whole time. I was like, man, I feel like they're really mean to the mom.
Okay, like, setting this movie up, it has Oliver Hudson in it, Alicia Silverstone. It has Melissa Joan Hart in it. Who's the guy who plays the, like, it's got the girl from The Good Place in it. Why do I not know her name? And then there's this other guy who I've seen in a ton of stuff, and he's basically just, like, the study good-looking guy.
Oh, he was in The Wrong Paris.
If you haven't seen that, that is I think, one of the funniest rom-coms that's ever been put on Netflix.
I've never heard her name be said out loud.
Okay.
Jamil?
Oh, okay.
Jamil?
She is a fantastic actress. She's been in tons of stuff, okay? Oliver Hudson, his family is clearly always down for a Christmas movie. If you haven't seen the Christmas Chronicles, I highly suggest those. They're very good.
Yes.
They start out sad, at least the first one does, but it's very good. So you're seeing this, I'm seeing nostalgia. Alicia Silverstone, I'm sold.
At the beginning of the movie, it shows, like, a cartoon animation of what her life was to lead up to that point.
Oh, I loved that.
I could have done a movie of that.
But again, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, basically what it is it sets her up as, like, she was off to school, she met a boy.
She graduated becoming an architect.
Becoming an architect. Met a boy, moved to a small town. Fucking had 2 kids. Completely pivoted her career to doing, like, all this other cool things. Which was in no way related to architecture.
It was being a handy woman.
Being a handy woman, but then also she is vegan, and then she's a massive, like, environmentalist who always, like, looks into, like, cool ways. Like, she's got a ton of solar panels on her house, all these other ways.
And he's a doctor who apparently never took time off. And so they were separated for 9 months, I think, before their kids are one's coming back from college from Oxford. The other one is in a senior year of high school. And it was, like, so many random plot points that, like, if it was, like, her rediscovering herself, like, getting a new style because she knows her ex-husband's, like, has a hot date or something like that, like, that's okay. But these random plot points that was like her daughter's boyfriend's British, and they were like, oh yes, you know what you should be? A Harry Potter tour guide.
Yeah, that's what he was. And then like people were just chronically making fun of this guy who was just the life of the party. Their mom has all these traditions. And her traditions that she has are like so 90s. Like now it's like environmental, chic, whatever. But it was like making ornaments, not buying a bunch of commercial things. Everybody makes something for somebody for Christmas instead of going out and buying like random stuff, like give a gift with meaning. Like,
I think she was also like projecting her frustration of being like, this is my time, I'm in my divorce era,
yeah.
on Nigel, because Nigel was a Harry Potter tour guide, but he actually had like these hopes and dreams of being a chef.
Oh yeah, he got into Cordon Bleu, which they randomly fucking drop later on in the movie.
And then they're like, oh, the other kid, they're like, you don't need to be a firefighter. You need to be, you need to go to college.
I've never seen a movie where they shit on somebody for wanting to be a frontline worker.
I was like, also, they had the most adorable, my favorite characters were the dudes' dads.
Oh my God, his dads were amazing. I would have watched a movie with just them in it. It was like very accepting and not like, we're going to point out that he has two dads. And then it was like, she has a freak out. And then he's like, they're having a conversation at one point in the movie, and he's like, I think I just have a lot of resentment, especially around emotions, because I was like an experiment where two gay guys raised me. Is like basically what
Yeah, that was the experiment to the town if they could fail raising a kid.
And I was like, where the fuck did that come? Yeah, and he was like, I think it's just because of my emotional regulation around the globe. And I'm like, okay, there's a difference between talking about your feelings and then fucking blaming shit on people for no goddamn reason.
Like,
I was defensive about his fucking parents.
These adorable men who own a little workshop, like,
they're craftedly involved grandparents.
Yes. She even said, oh, we share custody. We obviously share custody.
Yeah.
And like, well, you know what I was also going with? Wait, where are her parents?
My husband's favorite theme throughout this entire movie to say was, what the fuck do you mean you share custody? One of your kids is at university, isn't a goddamn adult, and the other one is graduating high school. That kid is basically a fucking adult.
How did you meet Sabrina? Where's this going on?
I'm sorry, why is Melissa Joan Hart just hanging out in this movie and we don't know more about this? Or there's like no flashbacks to like when they were like kids or like in university or anything like that.
I feel like we're getting to the point that we're crunching so many plot points into a movie just to hit them, when like you could probably make 5 or 6 movies out of that one movie and I would have watched all of them.
There's no movies that are just like fun Christmas movies. Like I feel like the Santa Claus is like a unicorn, but we also didn't come out with 25 Christmas movies every single year. I'm not shitting on Hallmark movies, okay?
Hallmark's a different.
They're fun. It's a totally different thing, right? But like we didn't come out with all of these extra ridiculous ones. Like some of them are fucking so bad. Like that, what was that Frosty one last year?
Hot Frosty.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
But like it was so bad that it was like funny.
But like you could watch it.
No. I can beat that one. Merry Gentlemen.
Oh, that movie's so cheesy.
I'm sorry. Chad Michael Murray, love you.
I feel like he was even cringy making that fucking movie.
Stop giving me a movie in the wrong season.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going to release this lovely autumnal movie in the middle of summer. Like, I feel like if you're on the wrong side of social media, I don't know when things come out.
Oh, yeah, no.
And I'll be so excited to, like, go watch them. And they'll, like, throw one movie down my throat for 6 months. And I'm like, oh, okay, like.
And then you find out that it comes out next year.
I'm sure these ones that are, like, coming soon. July 2027. I'm sorry, what?
Oh, all the previews, when I went and saw, was that movie just Bad Guys 2?
Yeah.
Every preview was for 2027. And I was like, are we just skipping 2026? Like,
those types of things, I'm like, you overhype it so much. Like, TV shows will go to come out. And I had the TV on randomly. I was looking for a show, and I'm like, DMV? What is that?
I know, there was zero promo. I'd never even heard of that show.
And it has, like, Principal for Mean Girls, but the other dude is the guy from the School of Rock.
Yes.
The New Zealand guy, I thought he played for the Miami Dolphins. I thought that was him.
Oh.
It's not him, by the way.
Did he? Is he the one who played The Rock in that show that The Rock had about him?
Yes.
It's like Superstore and Abbott Elementary and The Office had a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I put on the first episode and I watched it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to record it. Sarah texts me, what's DMV?
I know. I was like, what is this? And my immediate reaction is like, Selena and Ben, if you're listening, I love you guys. But I always think of like those fucking A&E shows where it's like, your neighbor's an asshole. This is what crazy neighbors did, or like something like that. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And you're like, oh, it's like it's kind of like a comedy. It's like a silly, like easy to watch show.
It's like a sitcom. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a couple episodes. And she's like, oh, and I watch it. Literally, no one's talking about it.
No, I know. It's like no one's ever.
I feel like I've had a dumb in the breath.
Okay. As my final, I cannot stand for this moment. If you're making a television show that I've had to wait until October 1st for, and then you go on fall break mid-November, and you're not coming back until fucking January, fuck you. I love you, High Potential. Fuck you.
Okay, High Potential, Abbott.
Or Rookie, Nathan Fillion. I have words, sir. I know that you are simply an actor in the television show, but I also know you're a very charismatic gentleman, and I know that you're very good at getting into random roles for Marvel, and I accept that. I accept that you can get into DC roles as well. Okay? But I'm wondering if that was delaying the production of The Rookie, because please explain to me why I binge-watched your fucking show that I love. I binge-watched that show. I literally got a secondary subscription for a short period of time so I could watch season 6 and 7, sir. And I was so stoked for season 8. Okay. I have ADHD, so my attention span is very low. Will I forget that your show exists? Quite possibly. By the time it comes out. It's not premiering until is it January next year or halfway through January
6th.
And I know it sounds excessive because it's November 13th. But I wanted it to come back in the fall. I was really looking forward to it.
Actually, to round off, following that, two odd vloggers. We argue.
Okay, I understand that you guys don't want to do Vlogmas, okay? I understand that Vlogmas is like a high demand. If you have other projects that are going on, I'm not expecting cinema quality vlogs. I like to watch you wrap your fucking presents, because you know what? I stay up later than the rest of my family. And I had one of my vloggers confirm that they will be doing Vlogmas. And Carrie Dayton, I would like to thank you because
for your service.
I'd like to thank you for your service. I like to sit there and do my presents and watch your little vlog of little ideas that you have. You don't state the ages of your nieces and nephews and stuff like that, but I know they're around my kid because they roughly kind of like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you give me little ideas that I absolutely love. But I don't need the drama about if you're going to do vlogs, if you're not going to do vlogs, anything like that. If you have a consistent schedule, like Mr. Manny MUA, or Ms. Laura fucking Lee, if you are consistent, I love it. I look forward to your vlogs. Sometimes you are my mental break for the day. I appreciate it. And I understand there's a lot of shit going on. You get invited to a lot of things. And all that other stuff. But for the love of God, when it starts getting dark outside and I need a little pep in my step, may I please find one of your videos?
I rewatched Sobella vlogs, and because this will come out around December 1st. If your birth year begins with a 1 and a 9, wrap your presents on a table, not on the floor. Thank you. And always stay warped and twisted as ever. Peace.
Perfectionist, we've got so much to say. Real, raw, and ready to talk today. We'll be back next Monday with more in store. Catch you then, we're always here for more.